Lads, I wish we had better news, but I think it's over. I think it's over for the Fever, and this is a really weird one because you guys know I'm not the biggest Demir Santos fan, and by not the biggest Demir Santos fan, you guys know I'm not a Demir Santos fan in any way, shape, or form. Like I don't rate Demir Santos. I don't think she's been good. I think she's been absolutely awful for the Fever this year. However, I mean this when I say it. This this becomes a situation where the way that the Atlanta Dream play against the Indiana Fever, we need Demira Santos. And this is, by the way, the literal only team that I think we need Demira Santos against. Because they match up so well to us on the inside that we have to pull them out. And Howard can't pull them out. They don't guard Bree Turner. When Bree Turner is on the floor, they don't guard her. They will give her layups. Like the Atlanta Dream were willing to let Natasha Howard beat them one of the games this year. And when the Fever beat Atlanta Dream by 20, when Fever went on their big run, Kelsey Mitchell and Natasha Howard were on the bench. So Natasha Howard was on the bench for that game, and they went on a huge run. And who was on the floor? It was Demir Santos. Why? Because I know Demir Santos has not been shooting well this year, but you do not, no matter how bad a player is shooting, when a player is known to be a shooter, you don't leave them open. You just don't. You don't leave a known shooter open ever in basketball. Doesn't matter how well they've been shooting, because you always are in that fear. Today's the day they're going to do it. Especially with how Dan was shooting towards the end of the regular season. It was like we saw the Lynx screw up the Commissioner's Cup by hoping Sophie Cunningham was going to keep her cold streak, and she didn't. So you kind of can't. And we also saw again the second half against the Atlanta Dream. Sophie Cunningham had 4 threes when the Fever won by 20. It's one of those things where we are looking at this Fever team, and the way the Atlanta Dream are going to match up is they're going to start off, obviously the Fever are going to start off the normal starting 5. Naz Hillman's going to be guarding Natasha Howard. Every bucket that Natasha Howard is going to score in this game is going to be a difficult bucket over Naz Hillman. Then Aaliyah Boston is the same. Every bucket Aaliyah Boston scores over what's her name? Over Bree Jones is going to be a difficult bucket. Brittany Griner is not going to play much. And she's probably going to play a lot of the Bree Turner minutes. They don't have to guard Bree Turner because she's Bree Turner. Just don't guard her. And it's not about guarding her hard. It's not about doing anything. They literally don't have to guard Bree Turner. And that forces the Indiana Fever, if they want to score, to bring Aerial Powers to power forward. And if Aerial Powers plays power forward, they don't have the size really to guard Naz Hillman and Bree Jones on the inside. Because you're going to have to then, if Aerial Powers is there, then you're not going to be able to send like soft double teams. You're not going to be able to send help. You're going to have to send full double teams pretty much, because you don't really have the length to help. You don't have the length to recover on defense. And you're going to see Naz Hillman open. You're going to see Ryan Howard open. If you face guarding Ryan Howard, you can't do it. Like we can't match up. We can't match up with the Aerial Powers lineup, but we're going to have to go to it. Because if we don't go to the Aerial Powers lineup, we just don't. We need to make difficult shots every possession. If we want to space the floor out for an easy shot, we need to put in Aerial Powers, which at the 4, which is not her position. Like she's not a power forward. It's an all around. Like the only way the Fever win this game is if somehow the Atlanta Dream shit the bed in the big crowd. That is the only way the Fever win this game. Is if the Atlanta Dream gets scared by the crowd. If the Atlanta Dream don't get scared by the crowd, we lose this game. There's no basketball reason why we're going to be in this game. And we literally, I'm going to talk about this if we lose. If we tanked for 2 20-point Ls, if we refuse to tank for 2 20-point Ls, people are like, oh, but like, why would Aaliyah and AB might be pissed off they're told not to play? That's not how you tank when it's this close. You tank by, instead of taking Odyssey Sims, you take Serena Sundell. Instead of taking Shea Petty, you bring in Cheyenne Sellers with the logic of, okay, Caitlin's gone, we have to take a risk. We have to take a risk. And it's like, look, we want to compete for a championship. We have to take a risk. With in the back of your head, yeah, this isn't going to work. This isn't going to work. Like you don't take the sure thing. You take the risk. And we would have lost a couple of those games without Odyssey Sims. And we wouldn't have been in the playoffs. But yeah, anyway, I actually don't see this team having a chance of winning without Demir Standis. And it decreases our chance of a puncher's chance. It decreases the ability for the team to have a puncher's chance. And now it's at the stage where I don't even give the Fever a puncher's chance. I said going into game one that Kelsey Mitchell was going to have 30 for the Fever to have a puncher's chance, and Kelsey Mitchell had 30 and it didn't work. It didn't even work. And Aaliyah Boston's not going to have 30. She's not going to out Bree Jones. We played a Connecticut Sun system. She's not going to out Bree Jones. Kelsey Mitchell is, no question about it, a superstar scorer. She scores with the best of them. But I don't know in this series how much our points are going to rally the team into scoring. I think she's going to score a large percentage of our points. I don't know how she's going to rally the team into scoring more points. And if anything, that's on Steph White figuring out a system that Kelsey Mitchell's gravity and what she does can rally the team to points. But unfortunately, in Steph White's system, her system relies on a low scoring game, or it relies on every single player on the team being able to do the same thing. These constant side-to-side motion offenses, they work when you don't have a ball-dominant player. And Kelsey Mitchell's a ball-dominant player. Kelsey Mitchell's an elite off-the-ball player, but the problem is that you need someone to find Kelsey Mitchell. Like, you can use Kelsey Mitchell as an off-the-ball player when you're running through Aaliyah Boston, but you're running Aaliyah Boston as opposed to big in the series. So there's kind of no point in running Kelsey Mitchell off the ball then, because your on-the-ball players then are Odyssey Sims, who's going to call her own number more often and she's going to pass the ball. Whereas when you have a Caitlin Clark who is going to look for Kelsey Mitchell before she looks for her own shot, you can run Kelsey Mitchell off the ball. You can't right now. So their system's not going to create easy shots. And now you can't even get spacing without Dandis. Without Dandis, you can't even run a lineup that matches up in any way with spacing. And I can't believe I'm saying this because Dandis has been one of our worst players this year. She's been terrible. And I mean this when I say this. We could fucking do with Chloe Bibby. Chloe Bibby's hardly played all year. But Chloe Bibby would at least give us some spacing. The problem is that we just don't have any of it. We don't have, we have three bigs. I mean this when I say this. Try out Bree Hall, a power forward. Just try her out. We're going to lose anyway. Try out Bree Hall. This isn't a KK game. This is not a KK game. She hasn't been playing long enough. She's not polished enough to play. Blame Stephanie White on it for the season, but not tomorrow. Just play Bree Hall at this stage because it can't be worse than playing Bree Turner because the team can't score. I like Bree Turner's effort. If we're winning and we're in control and we want to put in Bree Turner for a few minutes so that in the 5 minutes she's on, we mightn't go down, okay. Makes sense because of defense. But if we are losing and Bree Turner sees the floor, fire Stephanie White. But anyway, I'll see you guys.